this is, let me do this. Let me get this here. This is my mat. This is my mat. I've been laying on my mat. Pick up your mat. When you're weak, you're still strong enough to carry the thing you've been laying on. But you've been treating the thing you've been laying on like it's stronger than you. So Jesus shows him that if you pick up that which you've been laying on, I'll show you that you had the power to conquer what's been controlling you for 38 years. So I need you, feel it, to pick up the mat. You ready? And walk. I realized, Brother Greg, when I picked it up and I carried it, Marie, it wasn't really that heavy no more. And the more I walked, the lighter it got. And I kept walking until it got lighter. I kept walking till the drugs addiction wasn't that bad no more. I kept walking till I stopped desiring to sleep with people. And I kept walking until I dealt with my anger issues. And I kept walking until I put the cigarettes down. And I kept walking until my low self-esteem left. And I kept walking until I stopped believing. And before you know it, I'm getting to the end of the road. And I don't even really need. His healing is now entering into his body. Because what he was laying on made him sick. All right. I'm laying on what's making me sick. And I'm wondering why people won't help me in. And everybody walks past me, is looking at me like, hey, bro, you look perfectly healthy, but that's a sick mat you on. In fact, that mat got disease and sickness on it. That was somebody else's mat. And you just picked any mat that was by the pool and you laid on it and you caught your sickness because you laid on something that was already sick within itself. And then you stayed on the mat for 38 years and went to sleep and woke up in the morning and then went to sleep and woke up in the morning with a headache and woke up in the morning with high blood pressure and went to sleep with doubt and lost all hope. And it's the thing you've been laying on that's been making you weak. And Jesus said, if you can pick up this mat and conquer the mat, that's an essential piece of your healing. Some of you are sick now because you won't detach from what's been your crutch. This mat might be pornography. Might be drugs. Might be weed. Some of y'all anointed, but you can't stop smoking. Might be sipping. Can't go out without having a drink. And while we talking about mimosas, we just got to have a sip of something. We just got to have a little drink when we go out. We can't just eat a couple of tacos. We got to have a little sip of something. And y'all ain't going to talk to me here so we can look and fit a part of something. Come on here. Maybe this mat might be that relationship you're in and you're not married, but because you shared so much body fluid together, you can't separate yourself because you got kisses of them on you. Y'all ain't going to help me today. And they got kisses of you on them. You trying to go to church, but that flesh keep calling you. You remember the song that was on and the beds you was in. Oh, y'all ain't gonna talk to the preacher. Just acting like I ain't talking to you. You remember what they had on and they perfume and they cologne and they little oils. And they wear cologne. They wear oils. Had their oils on, and then and you remember all of that stuff you shared. And this is your mat. It really hurts when you're that anointed. That's why God said to Joseph, or Pharaoh said to Joseph before he entered the palace, you got to take off them prison clothes. Because this in the palace, we don't recognize that old stuff you got on. Oh, Messiah. And so now I'm carrying around who I am and my sexuality. I really don't know. Because this Matt confused me. And now it makes me like this and that. I like everything now. And so now the mat represents a false god because you start coming to church and then you pulled out your crystals and you done made a little altar on it and put some bones. You don't even know where the bones came from. You just got a plate and put some bones in a plate and then put some fire on it. You done erected your own god. Just made something up to worship. Oh, Messiah. Mat represents poverty. Nobody in your family went to college. Nobody got a good job. Nobody did right with their money. And since you got a good head on your shoulder and wisdom, the devil's trying to hand you. You got to be careful of transgenerational demonic mats that get handed down from one generation to the other. And since they can't do right, they hand it to you. And then you got it and you don't know what to do. So you hand it to your kids. And then you do it because your mama did it. And then y'all come here, Daddy. Come here, Mark. Come here, Gerald. Y'all come here. Come here. Come on. Come on to the stage. Quick. Come on. Stand right there. Stand right there. This is what happens. This is what happens. You stand in front of him. You stand in front of him. Here. This is what happens. This is what happens. The mat represents a curse. And then if you don't get delivered from the curse will go to them. And then you hand the curse to Mark. And then Mark hands the curse to Daddy. And then what happens is I get the curse. And then the curse goes back up this way. And then it goes that way. And what happens is the curse becomes a cycle. Stay right there. I'm almost done. But today the Lord says the same thing that caused you a curse, I'm going to turn it into a blessing. What they did to you is going to work in your favor. So since they handed me a curse and I did right by God, when I touch it, it becomes a blessing for me. Because whatever I touch prosper. So now it transforms and metamorphosizes into a blessing, and I work the blessing, and the blessing manifests itself, and it's no longer a curse, and it's now a blessing. And so then I take the blessing and then hand it to my kids, and now my kids hand the blessing, and then the blessing gets in the back and goes back up the line again. Because for some of you in here, you got to understand that God said, as of today, I'm turning transgenerational curses, I'm done, into transgenerational. Yeah, I said I'm training transgenerational curses into blessings.